Good morning. Thank you for joining the Kehillat Shari Torah Halacha Review for Friday, March 12th. We're going to talk now about what happens in the Seder, in the order of the Seder, both Sedarim, both Saturday night and Sunday night this year, after drinking the second cup. We've got through the Magid, we went through telling the story and saying the first two chapters of Hallel, and we drank the second cup of wine. Now we're going to go through a couple of steps in fairly rapid succession. So it's always a good idea, I think, at this point, to go through with everyone just as a reminder. Even many people probably remember one year to the next, just as a reminder and perhaps an orientation of for those who aren't so familiar with it, of the next steps in sequence. Also, considering the fact that they're going to be done largely in silence, because once we wash our hands, we don't want to interrupt with any unnecessary speech until we finish eating the korech, the Hillel sandwich. So let's talk about what happens step by step. After you finish the second cup, everyone should wash their hands. This is a normal hand washing. Again, as we said before, fill a vessel with water, pick it up with the right, pass to the left, pour 3 times on the right hand, pour 3 times on the left hand. Then make the bracha, Baruch Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, bless you, God, King of the universe. You sanctified us with your commandments and commanded us al netilat yadayim. Al netilas yadayim. You commanded us to wash our hands, particularly for a suda, for a meal. So you say that bracha, you dry off your hands, you make your way back to the dining room, unless of course you're the leader of the Seder, and they've brought you a bowl with a hand washing cup, which is a very nice thing. If possible for everyone to wash their hands, that is mandated here. Optional, I believe. I've heard there are some who say it's not necessary for everyone to do it at the first one, at the before karpas, but this for eating matzah and saying hamotzi, everyone should wash hands. Okay, now on Yom Tiv, just like Shabbos, we should say hamotzi over 2 loaves of bread, right? Because every time we make hamotzi on Shabbos or Yom Tiv, we recall the manna, the mun, which came as a double portion on Shabbos. That's why we always have a double portion. So we want to have 2 matzahs, but we also want to have a reminder of this idea of lechem oni, the bread of poverty, the bread of affliction, symbolized by a broken matzah. You know, poor people don't always get to eat a nice, fresh, whole loaf. Sometimes they have slices or crumbs or pieces left over, whatever it is. So fortunately for us, we've arranged to have 2 whole matzahs and 1 broken matzah. Remember, we had a stack of 3. We broke the middle one in half and we put it aside for the afikomen. So now we have a broken piece in the middle. So we are in good shape, all ready to go. So when we say hamotzi, we should take the 2 whole matzahs, the upper and lower matzah, in our hands and say the bracha, Baruch Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, who blessed you, God, King of the universe, who brings forth bread from the earth. Then we let go of the bottom matzah and hold the middle matzah, which is a broken, probably less than a half. And we say the bracha, Baruch Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, asher k'shem mitzvosav, bless you, God, King of the universe, who has hallowed us with his commandments and commanded us al achilas matzah, on the eating of matzah, because it is a mitzvah tonight to eat matzah. Then we break off a piece from the top and the middle matzah, give a little bit to everyone in the family, and eat both pieces simultaneously, reclining on the left side. Preferable to eat a kazayas, about 1/3 of a matzah altogether, or for those who are particular, 1/3 of the matzah from the top and 1/3 of the matzah from the middle. That's quite a tall order, but if you really want to get the experience, that's one way to do it. However, don't pause between eating the 2 pieces and eat them both while reclining. It is the custom in our region, again he's talking about Central European Jews, he lived in Hungary about 150 years ago. It's a custom in our region at the Seder not to dip the matzah in salt, neither the matzah over which you say hamotzi, nor the one over which al achilas matzah is said. If you want to sprinkle salt, no problem, but we are trying to keep just the taste of matzah by itself in there. So if many people who feel that they nevertheless need to dip the matzah in salt will make hamotzi and al achilas matzah, eat their kazaysim of matzah, or kazayis or kazaysim of matzah, and then later in the meal they'll take a piece of matzah, dip it in the salt so as to fulfill that custom also. If someone's unable to chew the matzah, they are allowed to soak it in water as long as it's not completely mashed. A elderly or a sick person who cannot eat matzah, when it's soaked in water, can soak it in wine or any other beverage. When you soak the matzah, you want to be careful it doesn't soak for 24 hours. That's called cooking, and that doesn't count then as matzah. Now it's cooked bread. However, most of us hopefully are in good enough dental health that we're able to chew and swallow a whole piece of matzah without having to soak it. Then, okay, we're still in these steps. You take a kazayas of maror, let's call that 2 stalks or a little bit less, or just about 2 large leaves of romaine lettuce, or a large leaf with some grated chrein, some horseradish in between, and you dip, make a little bundle for yourself there, dip it in charosas, shake off the charosas. That's the second dipping, remember. So you don't want the maror to completely lose its taste, and you say the bracha Baruch Hashem El Kol Machlam, blessed are you God, King of the universe. You sanctified us with your commandments and commanded us al achilat maror. You commanded us to eat maror, and you eat this without reclining because it is in memory of the bitterness of slavery. Okay, last step is take from the bottom matzah. You have your matzah still on the plate there. So you take about a kazayis, about a third of a shmura matzah or a half of a square matzah from the bottom matzah, and some maror, or kazayis of the maror, again about a little bit less than 2 leaves maybe, or a leaf with some grated horseradish in between, wrapped up in it there, and you make a little sandwich, the Hillel sandwich, the korech. It's proper to dip this maror in charosas also and shake it off. And we say, Kain asa Hillel. This is what Hillel used to do in the times of the temple. He used to korech, he used to roll up or wrap. Don't try that with your shmura matzah or your square matzah out of the box. It doesn't wrap, I'm sorry to tell you. One day it'll happen that we'll have nice, fresh, soft matzahs as they had in the temple. In Hillel's time, we'll be able to make a delicious wrap. Not only that, we'll have the main attraction, which is the Korban Pesach, the Paschal lamb sacrifice in there. Now think about that. A little horseradish, a little lamb wrapped up in a matzah. That's going to be some good eats. In the meantime, we'll think about it and we'll remember Hillel, what he used to do. And we will eat that also reclining to our left. Okay? That takes us right up to Shulchan Orech, the Yom Tov family meal. And I'll just put in a word of caution that it's a good idea, since you're going to eat more matzah afterwards for the afikomen, good idea to leave some of the kugels and some of the sponge cakes and all of the goodies and treats and so on for tomorrow. Tomorrow during the day we're also going to be hungry, and there's no seder to make in the morning, so it's well and good to enjoy a lot of the delicacies during the day and sort of take it light, take it easy, because we're also eating late at night. It's 10 o'clock now, 11 o'clock, whatever it is. We're drinking a lot of wine. You don't want to overdo it, even though we probably will. So if you can go easy on yourself for Shulchan Orech, have a nice piece of chicken, have a little potatoes or whatever it is that you're having there, but take it easy. Okay? We will talk more about this after Shabbat. Let me remind you now of a couple of things. First of all, candle lighting this afternoon is 6:02 p.m. Mincha Kabbalat Shabbat. We won't be gathering in the shul for a minyan, unfortunately, but that will take place at 6:05. So wherever you are, at 6:05, open your siddur, and we'll all think of each other. Shabbat concludes tomorrow evening at 7:05. So please join us for Zoom Havdalah at 7:15. A quarter after 7 tomorrow night will be Zoom Havdalah. Now, this Shabbat is a very special Shabbos in many reasons. It's Shabbos HaChodesh. We have 2 Sifrei Torah that we are taking out. It is Shabbat Mevarchim Nisan. We are blessing the month of Nisan tomorrow in Shul. In Jerusalem, it's good to know that the reappearance of the moon, the Molad, takes place on right after Shabbat itself, March 13th at 7:03 p.m. and 5 parts. The Molad vet sein in Yerushalayim gleich nach Ois Shabbos 3 Minuten nach Zibna Zeger mit 5 Chalakim. Rosh Chodesh is going to be Saturday night, so at the end of Shabbat, when you daven Ma'ariv, we put Yalla V'Yavo in there, and Sunday day, we're also going to be saying Yalla V'Yavo. We will say Hallel, and we will daven Musaf for Rosh Chodesh. As if that weren't enough to remember please, that Saturday night, you should, before going to bed, you should turn your clocks 1 hour ahead as daylight savings time commences in Ontario at 2 a.m. Okay? Maybe write that down. Make sure everybody knows about it, and we will be in touch after Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, a good Shabbos, a guten Chodesh.